It's the Bulldogs versus the Blues. 14, 16, 100, 12, 14, 86. Now, I actually didn't watch it, this one. I watched bits and pieces, but I was, because I was getting ready to go to a party. I was just shocked that because I went and saw Port versus Bulldogs last week, and Bulldogs looked very average, very average. We looked on as well, but yeah, they looked average. They found it hard to move the ball. They weren't chasing. They went and then come this week, they were a different side, totally different side. I know Waitman went in, but I think they had a few more out. They had Trelaw was out. There's a few other outs went there. Yeah, so they had a few ins, a few outs. Some big outs though. Trelaw is a good midfielder. So. And going up against Carlton that just lost to GWS, you thought Carlton for Cripper's 200th was gonna bounce back, but it wasn't the case, and it was a tough slog the whole game. And Bulldogs, Bulldogs were really good. I think always scored the first two, and you thought, oh, here we go, Carlton are on, and then Bulldogs just came back and they were really good. They just played a little bit better. Carlton looked a bit flat, maybe. I thought Cripper, he was good. He tried to wheel them over the line in that last quarter, but couldn't do it. I did feel for him because it was his 200th. Look, I still think Carlton are in good shape. I still think they're still up the top. Yeah, now they're the same points with Geelong, so two losses in a row can really stifle you, and that hurts. I know Johnny Carlton it would have hurt. But you're still in a good position. You're still, you got North Melbourne. I think this game coming up against North Melbourne is the game that you guys need to get some form. So, and you're playing North Melbourne. They're a bottom side. You should get played back in a form. I think so. There is a lot of players out of form though. I'll say one, Curnow. Curnow's out of form. He's really out of form. I don't know what it is. I thought Harry was all right. I thought in that first half, Harry was all right. Just went missing in that second half a little bit. But yeah, Curnow, like what you're used to seeing is he's down on form. Tell us what happened, Johnny. I mean, you were there. What was the feeling? Were people upset? I know the Bulldog supporters were happy, but would have been tough to swallow after a loss last week and the 200th game. Tell us your feels, man.
Yeah, look, I was pretty excited pre-game. I was sitting where the race was, so I got good seats. I actually wanted these seats for Cripper's 200th, so I got them. Saw him come out, saw the big panner for Cripper. The crowd was electric when he came out. He deserved it. Look, we looked on at the start, and I'm like, oh, this is progress. I'm like, this is actually good to see. But then, as you said, like Chris said, like the team that you saw last week was just different this week, man. They were chasing, they were fast movement. They just looked on from the very start. They were getting out of the midfield way too easily. And Carlton just didn't look the same. Carlton was just not on. It was like snails versus tigers. That's what it was. Like they were just way faster than us. And look, as I said, we just went back to a play that we've been playing for the last 3 years, and that's down the line and make sure our tools will kick out and mark it. It's not what we've been playing all year. We've been taking the game on. We've been using the corridor. We've been bringing it to our opposition. And this game, we just sat back and just was like, yep, we're not going to do this week. And it cost us. It cost us from the start. And the boys they look slow. They look tired. As I said, I nearly got kicked out of Marvel Stadium because of this Bulldog supporter. But
oh, really?
But yeah, as I said, it was outrageous. I was so angry. I was disappointed. It got to the fact that I said to a player after the game, which I shouldn't have. I just said, "You do not deserve to put on another Carlton jumper for the rest of the year." Like seriously, it got to that point. Like I don't expect him to be at Carlton by the end of the year, but as I said, it's just a lot of players played bad, and as you said, a lot of players are out of form. Chera he's not been in form all year. Charlie hasn't had his form in the last month, 2 months. Yeah, he's leading the Coleman, but that's all he's done so far. So this needs to be a big game for Charlie this week against North Melbourne. Has to kick at least five, minimum five plus. But yeah, look, as I said, I am honest. No disrespect to the Bulldogs. They played better than us, man. They were just a better team. And I've told everyone this. They are a very inconsistent team as well. 1 week they're bad, 1 week they're good. And this was just a pure example. They came out last week to Port Adelaide and played absolute terrible. And then they came out to Carlton and played like a top 3 team. Like, it's just remarkable. And we just made their players look like absolute stars. Like, Jamara Ugle-Hagen's not even that good, but he looks like prime freaking Favola out there, mate. Or prime Lloyd good. Or something like that. He was just fantastic. But yeah, look, as I said, I was not happy Saturday after the game, to be honest. I was very disappointed. If you want to hear my full reaction, listen to After the Game on Sunday night where me and King do a little show. My full reaction there.
Yeah, but, it was a bit more raw then because it was closer, you know.
Yeah. So now look, I've had a couple of days to debrief and to relax, and now it's a new week, it's a new team. We go again, and it's a must-win game. If we lose to North Melbourne this week, I don't know what I'll do, Chris. Man, I don't know what I would do. But yeah,
sorry. I'm in the same boat, man. I'm in the same boat as you.
But look, still second at the end of the day. I'll take it. Thank you to other teams that made us still second. But yeah, if we really want to play finals and we want to make it there to the last game of September, this is the game where you start finding form before finals come. So,
if you think about it, Johnny, every single team has had a lull this year, like a low. So it is what it is, man. Like, you know, you can be 1% off in AFL, and then if you're 1% off and the other team is just that bit on more, they'll beat you, man. All these players are all professional. They're good players. You know what I mean? So it just takes you to be a little bit off, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes it's, you know, the bounce of the ball as well. It can bounce one way. It's not favouring you. You know, I've played footy before, man. So I remember you could have really good games where it's just all happening for you, and then other games it's like, man, I just cannot touch it. You know what I mean? So, look, I think still Carlton are up there, and I think this week is the game that they play back into form. That's what I think. So, going for the Bulldogs. Sorry.
They have to, and they have to make sure Cooper gets a chair off at the end of the game this week instead of last week. So.
And, you know, quick mention to the Bulldogs, I thought, they played well. I don't know, when they play with Waitman there, he's always a little pest. I can't stand him, but he's good.
I can't stand him.
I can't stand him either. But he's a good player, man, and he kicks goals for them. So when he's out of that team, their forward line looks very one-dimensional. When he's there, they just look like a different team. So, look, where Bulldogs are up and down, you don't know what you're going to get with them. So they can make finals. They can't. I don't know. Do not know. So we'll wait and see on that one. But chin up, mate. Things will happen, and we'll see what happens this week. All right.